Talaysia Cooper and Ruby Whitehorn. Go ahead and take an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open up the questions for the players first. Coach?
Yeah, it was a good test for us to play in the arena in front of fans. It was really nice to play against somebody other than ourselves. We appreciate Carson Newman for coming. That's a very good Division II team, and they're going to have a good year, and we're going to be rooting for them all the way.
Take our first question. Maria, for the players first, please.
Talaysia, you've waited a long time to play basketball. You had to sit and watch last year. Just what was it like for you to finally put that uniform on and then play in a system that obviously is much newer than, or much different than what you may have first expected?
I was kind of nervous going out there, but I adjusted well. We do it every day in practice. I feel like this system, it fits me well. I love playing.
Talaysia, 8 steals tonight. Team had 30 overall and forced 43 turnovers. Just how did you feel settling to that press? How do you feel like you guys, really got into that groove? And where do you think you guys could, clean things up moving forward?
We work on the press every day in practice. Like it's constant, it's nonstop. So I feel like just pressuring the ball, just keeping our foot on their neck, and just keep going. Just knowing our rotations in the back, in the front. But I feel like we got a lot to improve on, but it's going to get there.
Go next to Jack.
This is for both players. Just with the system going in and out every couple minutes, how hard is it hard at all to sort of develop momentum as the game goes on?
Honestly, yes, it was hard at first to kind of get your offensive groove in, because you're kind of trying to adjust to how the defense is playing you. You learn that by just continuously playing. And so, but honestly, we be tired, that's all we got is a minute and 30 seconds. So it's you go hard for your minute and 30 and your sub is coming in, you get what you can do, get done what you can get done in that minute and 30 seconds,
I would say, like she said, a big adjustment. But I feel like subbing in 5 in, 5 out, team is not gonna be able to keep up with us. And I feel like we're in the best shape. So you can get in there for a minute and 30, not be tired. Sub in again, you got another fresh legs, another minute and 30. Now you got another fresh legs coming back in. So what I'm trying to say is gonna be hard to stay with us at that pace.
Go next to Casey in the back.
Ruby, speaking of it being hard to stay with that pace, when Carson Newman's head coach was in here, he talked about how it's extremely hard for that opponent to keep up visibly, showing that they just couldn't physically keep up with that. How much do you feel like that's kind of a sixth player for you guys out on the court having that conditioning level?
I think our conditioning is everything. I think we definitely are gonna run teams out of the gym. If anything, they're gonna be tired first. And it was it was a lot to take in at first, the conditioning, but then on the back end, you see how much it benefits us right now and in scrimmages and stuff like that. Practice is harder than the game. And that's just crazy.
Go next to Laura.
Ruby, 29 points in 19 minutes, extremely efficient outing for you. Just what was working for you out there, and what were you seeing out on the court?
Honestly, I just was trying to find my spots and be aggressive. I feel like that's something that I had to focus on, is just being confident and knowing what I'm capable of. And playing to my strengths is a big thing that I had to focus on today. And a lot of my strengths is just being able to jump, get up. And then just the things that I have added, like my counter moves and stuff like that, playing off of 2 feet, I feel like that's really opened up my game and allowed me to see not only the court and my teammates better, but just see the rim better and see where I can attack and get more open shots.
Go next to Paige in the back.
Talaysia, I think it was in the first half, talking about the full court press, you had a bucket, then there was a turnover, you get another bucket, and I think that might have happened one more time. Just what is it about that press that kind of allowed you to seek that moment and end up converting for points?
First quarter, I wasn't really having a good game. Like my finishing wasn't there. So I took it into my own opponent, like just focus on defense and just get into them, like get steals, score off the press, get in the passing lanes, just moving my feet, getting there. Feel like that played a big part because sometimes it's not gonna go great on offense, but on defense, I know I can pressure the ball, get steals, and get downhill, or make it better, get assists for my teammates. Yeah.
Take 2 more questions for the players. We'll go with Cora and then Casey.
Ruby, I thought Z was really made an impression tonight, especially as a rim protector and putting up 17 points. Just what did you think of her performance and how she kind of got into a groove?
Yeah, she was a little bit frustrated at first, just opening up with the game and stuff that come with nerves and that just come with getting her groove and stuff like that. But I think I had to tell her you're bigger than every single person on that team, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think she didn't realize that on the front end. So I was I had told her Z, just catch the ball and put it in the basket. You literally don't have to do anything else. And just a few of us was just talking to her and just telling her you got this, you know what I'm saying? Don't let it get you down. And then we came back out after halftime and she took that all in. She really listened to her teammates. She didn't get in her head, get down on herself. She wasn't being selfish. I really was impressed by the way she heard everything we said. And then we gave her confidence. And I feel like it showed in the second half when she started turning up.
Casey.
Talaysia, shots started falling for you a little bit easier as the game went on. Obviously, when you guys are taking as many shots as you do, you have to be able to shrug them off quickly. How has Coach Caldwell really built the confidence in you to be able to do that?
Next play, because I hear it every day. If your shot's not falling, you're good enough on defense that you can get steals, you can create for others. Get a steal, go get a bucket. I feel like she instilled in me, I play well with other players, so I don't have to score every time. I can set my teammates up to score or get a steal on defense, like I just said.
All right. Thank you, Talaysia and Ruby. All free to go. Thank you. Take questions now.
Glad you brought your toy.
We'll go to Maria, please.
Coach, you told us it might be ugly to begin with, but there wasn't a lot of ugly there. Were you a little bit surprised by how smoothly they got into it, maybe after the first couple minutes?
I just think that I look at it with a very different lens, and I always will. And I'm used to this, and a lot of people aren't, right? Our staff is, and our players aren't. And when I look at it, I see what we need to fix. And I imagine that we're playing for a national championship game, and we can't give up 38% from 3. We can't let them have that many threes. We got to fix our half-court defense. So I look at it very differently. I was happy that they came out aggressive, that we had a good first quarter, that we forced pace and tempo, and it looked like our practice from the very beginning. I thought that was a big improvement from where we have been.
Your team put up 41 points in the third quarter. Just what were the adjustments you were asking them to make, and what did you think of the way that they made those adjustments coming out of halftime?
Yeah, I didn't like our shot selection in the first half. I think we were kind of playing a little rushed. I don't necessarily know that selfish is the right word, but I think we all wanted to see the ball go in as individuals, and we weren't really sharing the ball the way we should, taking some bad shots. And we took a few bad shots in the second half, but it wasn't nearly as noticeable, and so I thought they did a really good job of making that adjustment.
Casey, followed by Jack.
Everyone seems to be kind of hyper aware of where their teammates are on the court. How pivotal is that for your system being successful?
It's big, and it's going to get a lot better. It better get a lot better. And so I think as we go through this, again, we have a very high ceiling. We're not there yet, and they're going to learn to play with each other so much better than they're playing with each other right now. And they just don't see that yet.
Coach, kind of the same thing I asked the players. With this system of bringing 5 in, 5 out every few trips down the floor, how hard is it for your team to develop momentum as the game goes on?
It's not hard at all, but it does take time to figure it out. And so where it is difficult is this time of year, right? In December, January, February, it's not hard. And so the point is, if you come out of that game and you're not tired and you don't need a break, you're not doing it right. So it's not a situation where they're just being pulled out just to be pulled out. They're being pulled out because they're gassed. They get their break, and then they can go back in whenever they want.
just looking at the box score, Samara kind of gets lost in the shuffle, but what'd you like about how she did operating the offense?
She was phenomenal. She was phenomenal. She didn't take any bad shots. She was great on defense. I don't think there was a 50-50 ball around her that she lost. She had 7 assists, 0 turnovers. She's been in the gym this week shooting threes. She shot the 3 very well tonight. And so maybe she didn't have as many points as she wanted, but I think her stat sheet is really great for her.
Obviously, a pretty great debut for Ruby Whitehorn. Just what did you think of the spot she was getting to, her selection, and how efficient she was?
Yeah, we've been on Ruby a little bit, get in the gym, shoot more threes, let's work on counter moves, let's go left. And so to see someone come out in their home opener, and it meant something for her tonight, and to see her come out and be able to use all those tools and have a great game. And it's one of those situations where she doesn't see how good she can be yet. And so we're just going to keep on her and keep making sure she gets better. But I was really proud of her. She had a very efficient night, 11 to 15. It's a really good stat line, and I don't care who you're playing.
We have Casey, Paige, and then Maria.
When you are subbing in and out so quickly, especially at the top of the game, what's kind of your advice to get them to settle in, especially earlier in the season when they're kind of learning how to build that momentum?
I don't really give them any advice. This is what we're going to do. Do it. Figure it out.
A little bit more on Ruby Whitehorn. A lot of her shots just looked so effortless and smooth as well. What is it kind of like watching her operate the offense that way and just seeing those shots knocked down?
Yeah, they're big, and I think she was a really big piece. We haven't in our scrimmages, and sometimes when we get up and down in practice, we're off to cold starts, and I think her hot start helped us offensively. And she didn't really necessarily force it. She had a couple turnovers, I think, that were rushed, but her shot selections were good, and she found open teammates, and she took shots, and she was hitting threes, so she was really hard to guard.
Maria.
I know Kanaya Boyd is listed as a redshirt just because she enrolled early, and I think she finally turned 18. I'm not
She's
sure.
18.
She really got into the flow of it. I mean, that's really a true freshman out there. Just how impressed were you with Kanaya's ability tonight to play, especially the way you want to play?
I mean, she's one of the smallest people we put out there, and she had 7 offensive rebounds. She's going to be really good at this. And so she's a true freshman in a sense, but her journey is a little bit harder because she's had to sit out. She didn't play basketball for a full year. And so not only does she have a bright future over 4 years, she has a bright future over this season because she's just a little bit rusty, and she's young. And so once we can just really get her confidence going, I think your guys are going to see a different player.
Go next to Jack.
Coach, with Destiny coming back from that injury, what'd you like from her in her first game back?
No, I think she did a really good job. She didn't play fast or too fast. She didn't try to force anything. She played within our system. She got people open shots. So I thought that was really good.
I know it's an exhibition against Division II school, but this is a much wider margin of victory than the last couple of years. What were you happiest with from a defensive standpoint, especially not even giving up 50 points?
Yeah, I think the thing I'm the most happy about is our steals and our forced turnovers. And it just became with pressure. And some of previous times we have to bark at them and yell at them, get up, get up, get up. And they did that without us barking tonight, which was a good sign.
Next to Alex.
52 points off turnovers tonight for you guys. How much pride can you take in a number like that?
Yeah, it's big. It's everything we want. It's why we press.
We'll take 2 more, Caleb, and then Casey, and then we'll close it out.
You've mentioned the offense playing rushed at times. When you get into that pace against an opponent, how do you balance not playing rushed, but also staying within that pace?
That's a hard balance. It takes time. And it comes with roles. It comes with watching individual film, space. And we do want to play fast, but we do want to share the ball. And so that is a little song and dance that takes a month and a half. And when I say it looks ugly early, little things like that are what I see.
Casey, final question.
How did you see Talaysia's defensive play kind of fuel her offensive confidence tonight?
It was huge. It didn't only fuel her offensive confidence, because I know she was a little down. She was missing some shots. But it fueled our entire team's offense, and it fueled our entire team's defense. And so that was really big. And to have someone at the top of your press that can guard like that, I don't know that I've had a player of that caliber that can really just say, hey, I want to go get a steal whenever she wants. And so that's going to be fun.